All right, welcome back to the course. Now, before we get into the nitty gritty, before we get into how to handle objections, how to become an elite F&I closer, it's important to talk about the groundwork, the framework, what sets you up for success when you get to that point, and that's the F&I menu. Now, a lot of people teach that you want to do an interview first. That means going out to the sales floor, talking to the customer, asking them a variety of questions about how they drive their car, how many miles, etc. Listen, we don't prescribe to that. Finance manager training has always bucked the trend on that, and more people now are starting to come to the realization that that is not the way that you want to do things ideally. This is for two reasons. Number one, it gives the customer sales resistance. They are starting to think in their head that the sales process was over once they sign on the dotted line and agree to the monthly payment and agree to the sale price with the salesperson. And now another salesperson comes out and starts to tell them about, we need information about all those things about your previous car driving experience. Number two, it wastes time. Listen, all you need to do is you need to go out, you need to briefly meet and greet the customer, tell them who you are, tell them you're working on their paperwork, and you will be with them very shortly, okay? Once that is done, you want to bring them in the F&I office, and ideally you'll have about half the paperwork done and the other half of the paperwork not done. The reason you want part of the paperwork not done is if they're a customer that can be difficult to sell to, you want some time. So you do your menu presentation, they hit you with an objection, you help them solve it, they hit you with another one, you help them solve it, and then they're starting to get defensive. Like, okay, buddy, you need to back off now. You can just tell in their body language, right? No problem, Mr. Customer. I'm just gonna move us off to the side, and I'm gonna start printing some paperwork. You then turn around, you start printing some paperwork, you're doing your thing, right? This gives the customer time to cool off. But if you had all your paperwork ready, if all of it was ready to go, there'd be nothing to do. There'd be no time to cool the customer off to give it one more chance to help them come to a decision about purchasing a package from you or not. So those are the first two things. Lastly, a lot of people teach, and a lot of people do this, they will, before going into the F&I menu, they'll explain in full detail, I mean really full detail, they'll draw out charts and everything, what their current coverage is, what warranty comes from the manufacturer, what the powertrain is, what gap is, how they are missing out on paint protection, interior protection, tire and wheel, etc. And what they do is they use that as a four-step to then go into the F&I menu showing, see all these things I just told you about? This is the reason you need those. And I'm not saying it's the worst idea in the world, but I'll tell you a reason why it's at your disadvantage to do that. There is a certain amount of people, I would say upwards of 20% perhaps, who are ready to purchase something as soon as they walk in your F&I office. And the more you talk, the more they're going to have things to think about, and they're going to kind of shut down. Okay? You don't want to do that. You want to, after doing your buffer zone documents that we talked about in a previous video, you want to do a lot of your legalese first to try to calm them down and make this realize this is a professional finance office, it's not a sales office. Then you go into your F&I menu. Mr. Customer, I told you that I want to explain to you some of your protection options. This is the sale price that you agree to. This is the taxes. This is the rebate. This is the cash down you said that you were going to provide today. This is the monthly payment that you agreed to with the salesperson. Are all these numbers correct? Before we go forward, I really want to make sure that you are comfortable with every single one of these numbers. You are? All right, fantastic. That's good news to hear. Now, package one, Mr. Customer, this is a great package. A lot of our customers actually do end up choosing this package because it's fully comprehensive. It's going to cover your vehicle service contract, which covers everything on the car except for basic maintenance items, wear and tear, such as belts, hoses, windshield wipers, batteries, etc. Number two, we offer tire and wheel. You know how bad those potholes are in our city. You hit one, you dent your ram, you pop your tire, you're looking at a $1,000 bill. No one wants that. This really helps alleviate that, and you get it for the next 5 years and 60,000 miles. We also have key replacement. I don't know if you realize, Mr. Customer, I didn't realize until last year when I lost my key. These keys nowadays are upwards of $300 to $500. No one wants to pay that. I don't blame you. Next, we have the interior and exterior protection, Mr. Customer. That's going to protect your exterior from acid rain, bird drops, etc. It's also going to protect your interior from spills, stains, rips, burns. Mr. Customer, this package, if you choose to accept it, will bring your payment to this right here. And as I said, a lot of customers do choose that. Package 2, Mr. Customer, includes everything in Package 1, except for it does forfeit the interior and exterior protection. So, Mr. Customer, I got to tell you, if you have some acid rain outside and it ruins your paint, you're kind of stuck with the bill, and if you have a burn inside the car, you're stuck with the bill. Package 3, it covers everything package 2 does, except for you are forfeiting the tire and wheel. So if you do hit one of those nasty potholes in our city, unfortunately, Mr. Customer, you're going to be on the hook for not only the cost for the new tire, but possibly the cost for a new rim when it's all dented and mangled. Lastly, Mr. Customer, we have the bronze package, and this package, if you choose to accept it, is just the vehicle service contract. Some customers do choose this because they really want that peace of mind, and the payment for this package is right down here. So after every package, you want to explain exactly what they're forfeiting by not going with your highest package, and then you want to tell them what the payment is at the bottom with that package. Now, you'll see that I went through that pretty fast. Okay, you can slow down a little bit with your customer, but you want to go through it pretty fast. And again, the reason is there's a certain subset of people who are ready to purchase the second they walk in your office. And as soon as you say, all right, Mr. Customer, which package works best for you? And you put your pen down right next to your largest package, there's some set of people who are going to sign that largest package right then and there without you saying a single other word. And there's another subset of people who will purchase one of the other packages, one of the lower packages, without you saying a word, but just by picking up your pen and signing it. But those same people who are ready to buy, if you went into a lengthy presentation and you started drawing graphs and charts, etc., number one, they're either going to get confused and kind of back off, or they're going to say, whoa, information overload, and they're going to start to rethink their decision. So our advice is to always go right into the F&I menu after your buffer documents, not to mess with charts, documents, telling them why they need it before you tell them what they need. Just go right into it. Now, you'll probably say to yourself, whoa, FinanceManagerTraining.com has always been a proponent of giving the customer a ton of information so the customer can make a wise purchasing decision. And that's 100% correct. The key is giving the right amount of information to the right customer at the right time. Some customers do not need a ton of information because perhaps they did research before they came in. Perhaps they had the product in the past. Perhaps they've been to other dealerships, okay, and they've heard it before. Some customers don't need all the information. But for the customers who do need it, you have it in your repertoire, right? So let's say the customer says, hold on a second, I need more information. Or you can tell that they just need a little more for you to move forward. No problem. You can then go into what some people go into before the F&I menu. No problem, Mr. Customer. Let me explain a little bit more about what you do get with your vehicle. This brand comes with a 3-year, 36,000-mile comprehensive warranty. That means it's going to cover everything on the car except for some basic minor wear and tear items. Okay? Now, there's also a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain. The purpose of that powertrain, Mr. Customer, is to cover 3 main items: the engine, the transmission, and the drive axle. Okay? The engine, transmission, and drive axle. When you open that hood of your car, a lot of people think they're looking at all the engine. No, the engine is only a part of what you're looking at when they open the hood of the car. It's going to cover the engine, transmission, and drive axle, and it's going to cover you for the next 5 years and 60,000 miles. As you can see, Mr. Customer, there is a pretty large gap between the 3-year 36 and the 5-year 60. A lot of customers ask me why that is, and quite frankly, Mr. Customer, that's because the manufacturer only warranties parts that they are comfortable warranting for the first 5 years and 60,000 miles. The other parts are only 3 years and 36. They've done the data, they've done the research. They are more comfortable warranting the remainder parts for 3 years and 36,000 miles because perhaps they have a larger chance of going faulty at some point. Now, Mr. Customer, we do offer a package that combines these 2 warranties together into one comprehensive vehicle service contract. So, Mr. Customer, by combining these packages together and creating one comprehensive vehicle service contract, which I talked about before, you're going to get both of these coverages combined for the next 6 years and 100,000 miles. At this point, another subset of customers, another 20%, are now ready to purchase once you explain the extras to them. So you have 20% approximately who are ready to purchase when they walked in the door. There's 20% who are ready to purchase after you explain some of it to them, and then we have more coming up. There's another 20 to 30% who need even more information. They'll hit you with an objection. And the remainder of the people after that are the ones who we are going to teach you how to close in this series, how to overcome their objections. And quite frankly, I don't even love using the word overcome. I always love using the word relieve their objections, satisfy their objections, because overcoming kind of gives a connotation of it's us versus them, but it's really not. It's not us versus them. They're customers. We are here to help them make a wise decision. So, Mr. Customer, I would like to satisfy your objection. You want to tell them that, but that's what you're thinking in your head. So that is how we do the F&I menu here. We go straight from the buffer documents straight to the F&I menu. There's no preamble. There's no interview. There's none of that.